Hey, welcome back. If you're here, it means you have done something absolutely incredible. You've climbed that mountain of debt and you've planted your flag right at the top. So seriously, congratulations. Okay, let's dive into what's next on this amazing financial journey.
Just for a second, let that sink in. All that intense focus, the sacrifices, that gazelle intensity we talked about, it all paid off. You are debt-free, except for the house, of course. And that is a huge, life-altering achievement. You have literally changed your family's future.
So, with that huge weight of debt finally gone, a whole new chapter opens up. This isn't just about, what's next. It's about building on the rock-solid foundation you just poured. So what is the next mission? Well, it's time to build your fortress. And that brings us to baby step 3. Now, you already have your $1,000 starter emergency fund, which is fantastic Murphy repellent, right? It keeps those small, annoying life things from becoming big deals. But now we're going to build something way, way bigger. We're talking about a financial wall that can stand up to a hurricane. The change in scale here is just massive. Think about it. Your starter fund was for a flat tire, maybe a water heater breaking. This next fund, your fully funded emergency fund, is for the big stuff. We're talking about the kind of life events that before would have sent you right back into debt, like a major job loss or a medical crisis. This is a totally new level of protection. Okay, so how much is enough? How do we actually build this thing? Let's get into the blueprint for your personal financial fortress and break down the nuts and bolts of putting this fund together. The goal here is actually really simple and clear. You're going to save up 3 to 6 months of your essential living expenses. Now notice, I didn't say your income. I said your expenses, what it actually costs you to live. So think about your 4 walls. That's your food, utilities, shelter, and transportation. Add those up for 1 month, and that's your baseline number. That's the target we're shooting for. So where do you park this fortress of cash? Well, definitely not in the stock market. Not in some retirement account you can't touch. You need this money to be liquid, easy to get to, but not too easy. That's why a money market account is perfect. It's separate from your day-to-day checking account, so you're not tempted to dip into it for a pizza. And remember, this money has one job and one job only. It's insurance. I really want you to let this quote sink in. You are not going to get some amazing rate of return on this money. And that is more than okay. In fact, that's the point. Its job isn't to make you wealthy. Its job is to be a buffer between you and life, to make sure you never, ever have to borrow money for an emergency again. All right, so the big question, are you aiming for 3 months or 6? This really comes down to your personal situation. If you've got a super stable job, maybe you're a teacher or a government worker and your income is like clockwork, 3 months might be just fine. But if you're self-employed or you work on commission or your income is just all over the place, then you absolutely want to shoot for that full 6 months. And honestly, if you just want the most peace of mind possible, 6 months is always the way to go. Now that we've covered all the numbers and the mechanics, I want to talk about the real payoff here. Because this step, it's about so much more than a pile of cash in the bank. It's about a total shift in your mindset. You remember that crazy, all-out sprint to get out of debt. That was the gazelle intensity. It was awesome, and it was necessary, but it's not sustainable forever. Now, you get to downshift. You get to ease into a steady, powerful marathon pace. You're not sprinting anymore, you're building for the long haul. This is probably my favorite way to describe what happens when you finish the step. It's not just a number on a statement. It's a feeling. There's this tangible sense of security that just settles over everything. The stress level in your home just plummets. The air, it just feels different. And that is the ultimate return on this money. It isn't interest, it's peace. It's knowing that if the car's transmission blows up or you get a scary phone call, you are ready. You can handle it, not with panic and definitely not with debt. That feeling of security, it's priceless. So you've done it. You have finished the final defensive move in your financial game plan. Your foundation is now solid as a rock, totally secure, and it's ready for you to start building on top of it. Just say that out loud. The foundation is complete. All that hard work, all the focus on paying off debt, and then saving up for emergencies. That whole phase of your life is now officially in the rearview mirror. I mean, just look at what you've built. You've got 2 huge assets that make up your defensive wall. First, you have 0 consumer debt holding you back. And second, you have a massive pile of cash standing guard, protecting you and your family from whatever storms life throws your way. Let that just land for a second. Defense is over.
For all this time, you've been playing defense, reacting to problems, fighting off debt, just trying to get back to zero. That part of the game, it's done. And this is where everything changes. With that complete foundation, with a powerful defense in place, you can finally turn your attention to offense. This is where you start to aggressively invest for retirement, save for your kids' college, pay off the house early, and really build the kind of wealth that can change your family's future for generations to come.
The groundwork is done. The fortress is secure. Everything from here on out is about growth and generosity and building a legacy. So the only question left is, are you ready to play offense?